grocery shopping, my exciting day, and this is an exciting day. Happy birthday to me. Somebody's got to sing to me today, please, because I was raised my boys to sing. So I did sing to myself this morning, but once again, I saw something online that I immediately was craving, and it's a broccoli and cauliflower quiche, crustless quiche. Sounds good to me. Today's Tuesday, and it's senior day in Hannaford's. So I saw a lot of people I haven't seen in a long time. That was kind of neat. I don't ever go on senior days. Now I know why. I spent $56 and my 5% discount was $2.97. Okay, better than nothing. I have the instructions for this quiche that I saw online. Preheat oven to 350, done. And then cut these and steam them. The cauliflower was $4.99. It's a little head. I don't know. And this recipe called for eggs and egg whites. First thing I've got to do is cut these up. And I can't chew the stems, so I make sure I cut 90% of them off. It said to do them up kind of fine, which works for me. Cups of broccoli, 3 cups of cauliflower. Steam them for 6 minutes so that they don't get soggy when they... And I bought 2 things of broccoli, and it looks like I should have gotten 1. I do this all the time, buy more of something than I need. This eating healthier business actually feels pretty good, but I got on the scale, and in 5 weeks now, I've lost like 3 pounds. That seems like a lot of work for nothing. I will keep it up because the alternative is to be miserable. In the old days, if I had eaten right for 5 weeks, I'd be nice and skinny. I'm not enjoying this new phase of not being able to drop weight easily. And it called for some Greek yogurt, and I think I got the wrong thing as usual. I got vanilla yogurt. I couldn't find a small thing of Greek yogurt, and I don't enjoy yogurt. I'm still going to put the vanilla in. What the heck? Do we expect anything else? To me, that would be normal. I have not needed to steam anything. I didn't even know if I still had anything resembling a steamer. And I found this thing. I don't know what it went on top of, but it almost fits on my pot. So we're going to assume that that's a steamer that will work. There we go. Cucumbers. I had to go through 15 cucumbers to find one that, or find 2 that weren't very, very soft. It said 6 eggs, 6 egg whites. It said some half a cup of Greek yogurt. That's vanilla. That's not right, but that's what we're using. This is Margaret cooking. I wish you could see me. I just knocked everything over. Oh, son of a gun. I think it's safe to say this is empty. Going just like we planned. This is getting smushed, smashed, smothered, whatever. Isn't it funny, for somebody who doesn't like to cook, I spend a whole lot of time in the kitchen. It says to combine cauliflower and broccoli. Whew. Combined. There's a D in combined. Combine it with, I don't know, because my glasses just fogged up. Oh my. Sea salt. All right, everybody, don't look. It does say half a teaspoon. So that's quite a bit. But for a change, I'm going to stop a little early. Pepper, garlic. My garlic powder, the cover broke, so I don't know if I can even get. Oh yeah, I can. And toss it. How am I going to toss it? I don't have a tosser. I mix it up. And I have found I would rather grate the cheese than buy shredded. It's a whole lot better. Gosh, I hate to even admit that. It's worth the couple minutes of doing this. So I did the broccoli, I did the salt, pepper, garlic, eggs, egg whites, Greek yogurt we screwed up, no scallions. Maybe I'll put a tiny bit of onion powder. How's that sound? So a little bit of onion powder. The cheese. That's the best part of it, isn't it? It said put the cheese in and then the eggs. So we're now doing an operation to get the cheese inside. I can't. I read to the bottom, Margaret. That's it. Okay. This is what it looks like, folks. It goes in for 45 minutes. Looks like a plan to me. Timer on, 45 minutes. Okay. Now there'll be cleanup. This has made a mess. This is one of the messiest things I've had to do lately. Oh, the dishwasher's empty. I didn't think it was. For some reason, I've been craving diced tomatoes. So that goes here. And crushed pineapple, because whoever turned me back onto my pineapple is going to get a beating. My pineapple and cottage cheese. Then I got black beans because I feel a soup coming on. And once a day I make myself a cup of coffee, like mid-afternoon when I'm just about out of steam. And I don't love coffee, but it gets me to wake up again. So I got some Silly Cow hot chocolate, and I'm going to try making like mocha lattes. We might make one in a little bit. I live on soy sauce because it's salt and it tastes good and it makes me happy. Cornstarch, I saw something online where when you do, it doesn't go in here, make fried potatoes in the oven, but you know how they don't crisp up and they get soggy? To make a mixture of water and cornstarch, put it in the microwave for like 3 minutes to get thick. Really mix the potatoes in. It looks gross, but salt and pepper on top. And the cornstarch and water dissipate enough so that it causes it to brown and get crispy. One day this week. And that would be a whole lot less calories because you only put like a tablespoon of oil on the pan you're making it in and kind of smush those around it first. But the other thing they said is to spray the pan with Pam first and then do the tablespoon of oil on top of it. Makes it move around better. You can mix the potatoes up. It's supposed to be really good. Parker, no, we're not playing this game today. I am not in the mood, okay? Thank you. It's my birthday. Give me the day off, for Pete's sakes. Each of my sisters sent me a text. I won't hear from Dennis. I never do. Michael, I hear from just before bedtime because he thinks that's funny. Or he doesn't remember. I'm not sure which anymore. Nikki, I'll hear from when she gets out of school. At exactly 12:01 last night, I got a text from Bree wishing me happy birthday with all sorts of bells and whistles. What a kid. What a young woman. She's not a kid, but I do think she's my kid. Oh, I can smell it starting to cook. That's a good thing. I have to make a cup of tea. That's what I have to do. I haven't sat down and done nothing yet, which is a big part of my day. Parker, no. Could you please stop? What? What is your problem, huh? What? Oh, what? So many people love to see you, but you never look at them. I was going to pet you. She has never been hit Well, I didn't get her till she was 9 months old. She was a rescue. But she's been with me for 5 years. I can't pick her up. She sits on my lap. She comes around on her terms. But see if I try to, what? What? And in 5 years, today, when she came over here, I grabbed her. I didn't grab her, but I put 2 hands on her and tried to hold her, and she almost shredded me. Huh? You almost shredded me, didn't you? Didn't you? No, don't say no. Yes, you did. And you have food there, and that food is fresh. The other cat, Feisty, that you don't see, I think I've said, she was also a rescue. There's a story with that one that peeves me completely, and I think I will tell you about it. Her mom disappeared from town, Dighton, and they called the animal control person, and she took them, but the kittens were only about 2 weeks old, so she put a thing online asking if anybody wanted to take them and bottle feed them, you know, for however many weeks, 4 or 5 weeks. My Chelsea at the salon and her husband, animal cuckoo. So she called her husband, and he went to the animal control officer's house, knocked on the door, said he would take the kittens. She did not ask for any information, any identity. She handed him a box of kittens. I don't know if there was 4 or 5. No food. He said, when have they been fed? I don't know. Said to him, when they're old enough, they're weaned, you can bring them back and I'll take care. She just let them go. So they raised the kittens, and I was thinking of getting a second one for Parker to play with. Well, Feisty is not feisty. She was, supposedly, but she is the most timid little thing. A couple months in, all of a sudden I noticed that when she was trying to eat from the bowl, she was laying down on her side and kind of pawing them out, but she couldn't sit and eat, and I had raised the bowl. I tried everything. So I ended up taking her to a vet. They did x-rays, you know, the poor thing. I had a spade at the same time. Her hips don't have the proper sockets, so they can't flex right. And they wanted to do an operation on my free little kitty that I do like very much, and then told me she would need aquatic therapy. Never heard of a cat liking water, although I've had cats that I could bathe very easily, not Parker or Feisty. I would look like Edward Scissorhands had been at me. But 12 grand. They wanted 12 grand. It doesn't seem like she's in pain. She just can't flex right. And I brought her home with my thought of, if it gets too much for her and if she's in pain, I will do the humane thing and put her down. She's fine. She can jump on the bed. I've said that. When I want somebody to explain to her vertical versus horizontal, because when I am vertical, she runs from me like I am Attila the Hun. When I go to bed at night, she hops in the bed, comes right against me here for a half an hour or so until she gets too warm. I can't. This morning I got up, walked into the living room. She was in her little basket thing, and I walked by slowly and said, "Good morning, Feisty," and reached down slowly to pet her. She ran like I had beaten her. I don't get it. So during the day, I never see Feisty. Not having as much sugar is throwing my body into a tailspin and making me crave it enough that I'm just kind of eating anything to make up for it, because I could not find anything to satisfy me yesterday. I did not overdo it. I was very proud of myself, but I was walking back and forth. You know how you pace because you're waiting for something else to show up in the pantry that you might want, and it doesn't. I don't know if this looks gross to all of you. This looks so good to me. When we were growing up in school, they used to have a cottage cheese and pineapple. I don't know what else they put in it, but it was, I mean, I loved it. If you had told me it was cottage cheese, I would never have eaten it. But this tastes enough like it with all that pineapple in it that I'm a happy camper. You know, somebody told me to get some whey protein and they gave me a name of it. I got it. I tried it, a vanilla protein. It's really good. I'm not having a whole thing of it only because after the last time where I had something all natural and ended up in the ambulance, I took a little bit yesterday in water and really enjoyed it. So I will keep upping that a little bit every day. Look at me being grown up and smart. Scary. Did that one. Why did I decide to stop coloring my hair? I don't think I've said this. Once you get this white, the front, I'm coloring it every 3 weeks. I don't have time for that or patience. And the girls at work were telling me to make an appointment because they didn't have time to even put it on me. So I'm slopping it on myself. And I finally got to the point of, you know what? Just do it. I'm glad I did. I don't like the fact that I look older. I do look older. Nobody can tell me any different. But I'm older. So that's why I stopped coloring my hair. It was just too much work, too much time. Nobody had time to do it. And I'm not making an appointment in my own salon. Do I maintain the house on my own? Yep, we see me do it. Is it hard? Yep, we see me do it. I can't believe how expensive things are. You know, it used to be a little bit of a hardship, but you can't get a plumber. You can't find an electrician. I found a really, really quality plumber, and I've used them now at the salon and at the house for months. But to replace a faucet, a whole unit, $450. That's nuts. They're good. They can get it because supply and demand, but I could never. So I can do just about everything. I don't do plumbing well, and I will not touch electricity. Even I know my limits. Anything else I will do. When it gets to be spring and we go outside, I want to show you the deck I built this year. I am so proud of that. I can still do everything, and I don't mind doing it. Cooking and baking, favorites to make. I don't enjoy baking. I love the product of baking much better, but I make such a mess when I'm baking that it's not worth the effort. Go buy some brownies if you want them. Cooking, you see me. It's hit or miss. I don't mind cooking. It's stupid to cook for one because I can freeze it and it'll sit there for 6 months, or I can throw half of it out. But like the quiche today, probably will bring that into the salon if it's any good tomorrow. I know I can freeze it, but it doesn't taste as good when you defrost it, so I don't think I will. How do I keep my house clean? It's tiny. It's absolutely tiny. It takes me, you saw me, 2 minutes to clean up the kitchen. There's nothing in here that takes more than, I can clean the whole house in less than half an hour. And it's easy to keep up because it's only me. So, and I know I still work, but it's take any time. So, and you know, I like to vacuum daily because I like the lines on the rug. You do what makes you happy. The pandemic. I don't want to get political. Pandemic made me crazy. I was already borderline, and I don't think I've ever come back. We closed for 9 weeks, I think. It was horrendous. It ruined the business. We've never gotten it back. I don't think we ever will. It put people in such a strange mentality that nobody cares all that much. This is just all my opinion, but we lost about 40% of our business, and it's never come back. And it's not that they went someplace else. People just aren't taking care of themselves as much. Could it have been handled so much better? Oh, 1,000 times better. So many business people got screwed and continue to. It ruined my business. So on a personal level, yeah, it killed me. And there's a video on Daniel and Company, it's an ampersand, Daniel and Company Hair Salon on our channel on YouTube that talks of, I sat at the salon and talked about it. And I put a lot of videos out during the pandemic just to keep people engaged. Didn't work. People loved them. Didn't bring it back. So I apologize for saying what I've said, but I have to be me. And I think it was handled atrociously and could have been done 1,000 times better. Why is my house so cold? Because I don't believe in heat. I can't. I don't understand the mindset of turning something on to get warmer when you can put on extra clothes to be warmer, and all that money. You know me and money. I'm a very monetary person from not having anything, and I can't do it. So put on another layer, I'm fine. I truly, if I turn on the heat, I get a migraine from the smell of the oil. If I turn on the mini split and warm it up, it gets up to 60 or 58, and I can't breathe. So the thing is, keep it cold. Now in the summer, it'll get up to 75, and I am miserable all summer. I will turn the mini split in the bedroom on and really make that an ice cube, but it's a small room, so it doesn't cost too much. How do I stay motivated to do videos? I like doing them. I've got some real things I'd like to say that I think could be helpful to other people. And some of the things that I have said about how my childhood was has already been helpful. Isn't that phenomenal if it could be? I would like to also do a bunch of videos talking to young people and young mothers and fathers, because they're just been thrown to the wolves in this generation. And I think I could soothe a little bit. Boy, am I maybe thinking too much of myself? Very possibly. Siblings. I have 3 sisters. Karen is older, then me, and then Bernie, and after her, Shirley. And they were known as the little ones because they were just 18 months apart. And they were all that in a bag of chips because they were both gorgeous, cute, cute little kids. And then when I was 10, my brother Don was born, D-O-N, Dawn. And when he came home, his crib was in my room. So it was 10-year-old me with a newborn. And of course, he woke me up during the night. I would get up and change him, and my mother would get a bottle, and I'd ask to give it to him. And I was going to school in 10. But I truly thought he was mine. Always have had an incredible, incredible relationship with him. I will tell you that 11 years ago this summer, Don committed suicide. It's a story for another day, but God, I love that man. So I miss him every day, and we'll talk about it sometime. All right? I think that should be in a separate video. I was 52 years old when I got divorced. We had been married for 33 years. It was funny. The day of the divorce, and I told you Steve stayed in the house. The day of the divorce, we went into court, and I didn't know we were supposed to be there. I was out digging in the garden, so I looked like a poor thing. Steve went in a suit. I saw him leave the house in a suit and wondered where he was going. And he had asked me for a haircut the day before. I'm a little slow on the uptake. Why did I never leave town? You know, I talked to you about that the other day, but one of the big deals was my mother came over from Germany. She was 21, I think. And I told you she didn't see her family for 25 years. She had all of us kids, and then 25 years later, she got to go home and see her parents. And she only saw them a couple times before the end of their lives. They came here when I was 12. First time I met them, they didn't speak English. They stayed for 3 months. Oma and Opa, love them to death, but can't say I got to know them very well. One of the things she used to talk about, just a tiny bit, because Ma didn't talk much about her life, but how, you know, she missed seeing her brothers and sister and her parents, and hoped that we would never be so far away that we didn't get to come home. And I think all of us heard that, and that poor woman, we all lived within 4 miles of her. Be careful what you wish for. So we've all stayed close. It was the right thing. You know, the siblings are close, but the cousins, my kids, my sister's kids, are unbelievably close. They're more like siblings. And Michael calls 2 of his cousins his brother and sister. And I think he really believes that. And so do they. So staying was the right thing to do. I have talked so long that my quiche is only 9 minutes from being done. I still haven't sat down and had my cup of tea. That's going to be it. Tomorrow I go to Mike and Nikki's for dinner. Yes. Guys, have a great day. Thank you. Make sure you like, subscribe. Please share. Appreciate it. Have a good one.